All right, hey you guys, so I am back and I told with the video that I promised to do. So welcome to Queen's Roots. My name is Queen Mother. So on this channel we talk about spiritual, how to be spiritual, but I get more into the how to do of the magical things. I am saving the more spiritual conversations for my podcast, The Root of Spirituality, which can be found every Sunday on most of the streaming music streaming sites or podcasting sites. It's called The Root of Spirituality, and we talk more about what spirituality is, but here I give you the more hands-on approach for the magical aspect of it. So in the previous video, and I'll link it above, we talked about generational curses, what were they, and how to identify a generational curse. And pretty much in this video we're going to talk about getting more in depth on removing generational curses and curses in general. So if you watch that video, then you should be able to identify the you should be able to identify the typical generational curses, which you know we discussed were patterns and habits that can be changed without the magical approach to it. It's just more of an internal working and choices and changing your lifestyle. But this video is for those who may feel like they have generational curses placed on them, and for those who feel like specifically they may have a curse on them. So I'm going to give you a way to identify if there has been an attack against you. I'm going to give you a way to cleanse yourself. I'm going to show you a way to remove a generational curse, and then in this video I'm also going to show you of the different ways that you can protect yourself briefly, because I want to do a whole different video on protection. So the best way to confirm if you have a spiritual attack, if you want to, one of the ways you can confirm, and I think you should be careful with this, is to do consult a medium. Consult a medium or a worker, or someone who has magical capabilities, for them to determine if in fact you are someone placed some work against you. Now I say be careful with that, because some people can be misleading and they'll just tell you, yes, you have a curse on you, yes, there's this energy that's over you and all this other foolishness, just because they want you to purchase work from them and they want to, you know, make money. So make sure you can find someone that you trust. Make sure you can find someone, you know, who is accurate and you are familiar with working with, and you can pretty much trust what they're saying. Okay, now typically if they're able to identify it, they should be able to give you a follow-up. There will be some workers that you're going to have to pay for their work, because it's their time and their energy and their supplies, and some workers may give you some supplies to do on your own in removing a curse. They may get it started, and some of them may follow up with you and say, hey, here is some work that you may need to do, or here's some prayers or affirmations, or I may need you to burn some candles to go with the energy that I'm doing. Because we kind of have to, you know, remember I said that curses is a battle of, it's a spiritual warfare, it's a battle of wills, and so therefore you need my energy and you need your energy, and we need to will it together to overpower this energy of someone else's negative and poor energy that was being placed on you. Okay, that was being placed on you. So what you'll need to do is, that's the first way. If you can have someone divine for you using tarot cards, using the pendulum, someone who can be able to channel from your ancestors or your spirit guides, to channel, like if there has been a physical attack on you. You yourself may be able to identify and start seeing some signs around you that show that you've been attacked. It could be things from plants dying, opportunities like jobs you're losing, things that you know you absolutely should not have been losing, like relatives passing away, losing cars, losing money, jobs and things not working out consistently. You may be getting ill all of a sudden and don't know why, or no one can figure out what is wrong with you. You may have situations where you may just maybe noticing, like maybe environmental things, like people around you, they may be getting the attacks because you're protected, and they may be on the receiving end of some of your attacks that are being sent your way, and they may be absorbing it. So pay attention to your environmental signs as well, to kind of see if you've been cursed. Now The first thing that you can do, when you find out that you may have someone that may have sent some ill intentional or purposely intentional curses towards you, don't freak out. Don't go over and be like, oh, I'm dying, woe is me, because you don't want to feed that energy anymore. If you've been able to identify that there is a family curse there, you don't want to feed the energy. So do not freak out. You know, you can call on your aides, and I'll tell you this in a minute. We'll get more into this part, but if you want to start the process, you can call on your aides, like your spiritual guides, your God, your goddesses, or whomever you work with, your ancestors, and ask them to start revealing to you ways that you can do to break the curses, and walking you through who to go to break the curse. Now, I'm going to give you some things that you can do at home for yourself to kind of get you started. So for this, you'll need a white small candle, a small votive candle, or you can get a long pillar candle. You'll need a glass of water, or a bowl of water, and a safe glass of a bowl of water, matches, and a light. Now you're going to take your candle and you're going to roll it from your head to the soles of your feet. You want to make sure you cover every inch of your body as best as you can, because you're absorbing the influence of your energy into the candle. Now I like to speak to my flame, so as you're lighting your candle, make sure you speak directly to your flame and give it instructions. You know, I need you to reveal all that is in me, or show me what has been placed, attacks are against me, reveal a fly. You know, light is to show, reveal. You know, fire is used as light, source of light, and what do we do with light? We reveal. So speak to your fire, speak to your light to reveal what needs to be shown to you. Once you do that, you're going to take the candle, you're going to slowly let the wax drip into the bowl. Now, you know, when it hits the water, it's going to start to harden up, and you're going to pay attention to the signs that form. You may see things like a cross, a skull with a cross in it. You may see things like crosses or snakes. You may see things that may have initials. Pay attention to initials, because you may see it. You may see something like horns or something, a knife or a gun. Pay attention to the signs that you're seeing in the wax, because they're going to identify sometimes who is doing it and how they're doing it and what the intentions are, but you'll definitely see if you are under attack. Now, you can do this with an egg as well. Now I'll probably do a separate video later on for egg, but you'll take an egg and you'll roll it through your head, and you'll absorb the egg throughout your entire body. Take the egg, crack it into a bowl, and then you're going to look at the yolk. You're going to pay attention. Some people use a bowl that's deep. Some people use a cup because they want to watch it. I like to use a clear glass cup because I like to see if it floats down. And you're going to watch the egg white. So the white pretty much tells the story. Sometimes the yolk does too, but you're going to look at it. Once you absorb it, all of the energy, you're going to crack it into a glass cup. Some people suggest that you put salt in the water. Some of them don't put salt in the water. So I think I've done it with salt and I've done it without salt, and I find that the salt does a lot better with the egg whites. So it's kind of up to you, but you can put it in there and it'll show you. You'll see initials sometimes. You may see a picture of someone's face. You may see, it's said that if it bubbles on top, that, now I want to do a separate video for you, but if it bubbles on top, that means that there is negative energy on you, or a curse or something that is there. Sometimes, and I'll get more into it, the cloudiness of it will determine the egg, if there is negative energy there too, but I'll do a hands-on experience with that and get more into depth onto how to read your egg at a later time, because I'm not gonna do that in this video. All right, so that's one of the best few ways that you can identify if you have an attack against you. Okay, now to combat your attack, and when I mean combat, you're pretty much going into fighting ground. So imagine being in a ring with a boxer and your face is covered and someone hit you, and you're just like, now we've identified who hit you and how they're trying to hit you or try to attack you. Now it's time to fight back, right? So the best way that most people like to fight back, if you choose to work with a professional that is perfect, they do really well. They'll know how to walk you through the protection work, the cleansing work. You'll need to cleanse yourself first, and then you'll need to protect yourself afterwards. And some people like to send the energy back. All right, so first, in cleansing yourself, if you work with a professional, they'll tell you how to cleanse yourself, or they'll do the cleansing with and for you. It may be ceremonial. You may have to do a few things that may not look and feel like the traditional things. And no, I don't mean just smudging yourself. That's not going to work. No, I don't mean just throwing Florida water on yourself. It's not going to work. You're going to have to actually get down and dirty with this one. It may include doing some floor washes. It may be including doing some baths for yourself over a day of a 7-day period, while reciting some psalms. It may be doing some candle magic. It depends on the level of the work that is there, and it depends on the level of people that is affected, and it depends on the level of who's doing and how you can send it back. So 9 times out of 10, if it's someone who is personally that you know that is physically doing an attack against you, then you'll be able to identify what is being done, have it cleansed off of you, have it removed, protect yourself, and then you'll be able to send it back to the sender at the same time, or you can do it separately. Depends on your worker or how you choose to work it. There may be some that you may be dealing with residual energy or curses from relatives from before, so there may not be that heavy of work done, or it depends on the level of the person who put the work on you in the first place. They could really put some heavy shit on you, and that you really may need to do over a course of time and really get off of you and your family. Okay, now the most heaviest anything using blood magic, anything using blood, semen, spit, hair, is actual the good shit, you know, to say. Urine, that is usually the good shit. That means somebody really had physical access to you to get these things, and it kind of helps you identify. So if they tell you, hey, this was done with blood, this was done with your hair, this was done with a picture of you, that means it's someone that definitely had physical access to you, and that makes you should be able to identify who the person is. There are times that people will just set ill intentions against you, and it's just probably a simple cleanse I want to show you right now. A simple cleanse and a protection will be darn really good. Will help it. Okay, now one thing you can do is in this simple cleanse, you can do you need an egg, a bowl, and some Florida water. And I would say a bowl that, or something that you can fireproof, right? We're going to take the egg and we're going to do that egg rub all over our bodies again, right? And this time you're going to take the egg and you're going to place the egg in a fire safe container, and you're going to fill the container up with Florida water until the point where the egg is covered and submerged in the water. You're going to take it, make sure you're in a safe environment where you can actually burn this. So if you have like somewhere safe that you can burn this, you know, let's use our fire common sense when doing anything magical. But you're going to take it outside or take it in your fire space, and you're going to set it on fire. Before you set it on fire, you need to say your prayers. Light it. You're going to light it. I say a prayer. Your psalms are going to always be the best. Psalms 23rd. You can do the 23rd of Psalms. You can do Psalms 139. Any prayers that talks about removing and protection, or cleansing, those are really good. Or God working on your side. I'm just kind of trying to summarize the Psalms for you. Those work really good. If you don't want to use any other scriptures, you can, but I would say a prayer to set your intentions. Light the egg, the boiled egg, you know, the egg, don't boil it or anything, put it in a bowl, Florida water, light it, and say your prayers again, and repeat that you want all the evil to be removed from you, all of the negative intentions and attacks that are being thrown to you, and repeat that. Okay, and then you'll also repeat your prayers for protection. So there are prayers for protection that you can use. Say those prayers for protection, those psalms of protection, call them out as you're praying, and just really sit and enjoy the moment. I won't say enjoy, but you know, pray and protect yourself. Okay, now the cool thing you can do is if you've been able to identify, so once that has been done, you're going to take it to a crossroad. Once it's burned out, take the remaining of it and dispose of it at a crossroads, and we'll identify crossroads in a later video, but dispose of it at a crossroads and walk away from it. Don't touch it, don't go back to it, leave it at a crossroads and walk away. Now if you know who your person is who did this to you, so say you had a neighbor or a friend or co-worker who did it, take it and go and put it at their home, throw it on their porch, so that way when they walk out of their door, whenever you're doing any reversal spells or you're doing any cleansing spells or baths or rituals, save the water, save the items, and take it and pour it on their doorstep or pour it in their car, so that way they have to step in it and get back, you know, into when they're coming out or whatever, they have to step in it or step over it, and therefore they are receiving that energy back that they put out there on you. They're getting it back. Okay, if you say you can't like go to their physical door and do it, but if you can like put it on your property, or you know, if there's somewhere they work or in their car, put it by them, so that way they can it can be there and they'll get it back. Some people like to rescind back to receivers, and in their prayers they'll ask that the energy be sent back to the sender. You can do that as well, or you can let's say if you're not physically able to get back to it, you can send it back to some people. Now I've seen some people mail it, like send it as a box. They may not know what it is. They'll open the box and they'll get it, and they got their shit back, right? And I would hate to be, that's why I am very cautious of doing curses, because you know, I don't want that shit back, you know. So now you can set curses. Now we'll get into this another video if you are the one who wants to do curses, but you can do curses and you can set that it's not be returned, like it's incapable of being, the energy is incapable of coming back to you. And that also comes from you keeping yourself protected. Either way, you can still protect yourself from getting your shit back. All right, so a few ways that you can protect yourself is you want to make sure that you are doing protection spells throughout the day. So in hoodoo there are several ways that you can work to protect yourself. One of the good ways is working with your angels, your ancestors, calling on the dead or the other spirits to protect your home, to protect you yourself. So you can do that and have them watch over you. My children do this all the time, you guys. They'll be like, they gotta stop saying this. At that point, they stop, but they'll pray, and the part of their prayers is, please send your guardians to, please send my guardians to protect and watch over me at night. And then when they go to sleep, they're always like, somebody's watching us, we see this person in our room. And I'm like, you know what, you're praying for them to come and watch and protect you, and that's what they're doing, and then you want to get mad and scared because they're here. And so that's, you know, they've since stopped that. Once, like literally once they've identified that, they've stopped. We had to find another way to help them feel like, you know, help them. I think we do dream pillows now, and that helps with their protection of their sleep and things like that. Another way you can protect yourself would be through an alarm. There are spiritual alarms that you can set up through magical spells and working with your guides, and some of them are, you can use like silver or dimes or dream spells or things that are meant to fall, and you set it up to where if someone is trying to attack you, that these things will break, like mirrors and things, that they'll break or fall, and then that way you'll know that it's observing the energy that is being sent to you. You can also ask the spirits of the plants and animals that are around you to protect you, and they can be alarmed. Some people who do work, they'll notice that if someone's sending a spiritual attack against them, they have certain animals that show up at certain times in their lives to warn them or to just guard over them and protect them. I've always heard stories how like certain animals, like dogs or wolves, will show up and just kind of, they won't approach you, but they'll be following you because they know like something is out to come and get you, and they're watching over you. And sometimes your spirit guides and angels will form and come into, you know, things like animals and bees or situations that protect you as well. People wear crystals. You can wear crystals. I like the black onyx, black tourmaline, some good crystals to wear. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Where's my crystal jar? Okay, it's probably in my room. But wearing crystals on a daily basis, I definitely know for me, like I have to protect my energy. So especially when I'm going to crowded places, courtrooms, things like that, I will wear protection. Amethyst is a very good known protector, because, and I say this for me because it heightens my intuitiveness. So then that way I'm able to really pick up on what's being done. Okay, you can use apothecary charms, and I talked about it in the last video that we have charms made for us. I didn't make them myself, but my children, like, they did make their pillows, their dream pillows is what we call them. And it's a pillow, it's a sack of herbs that we made and that have been blessed and prayed over, that I, for specific reasons, to protect them in their sleep and guard them in their dream states. They use that. We also have, I can't show you, but we have pouches and things and jewelry that we have to wear, that will, you know, hook up to our clothes or carry with us. It has to be on person with us all the time. There may be, like I said, my kids sleep on theirs. We have some, like I may carry one in my wallet. We have like a necklace, different jewelry things, charms that are created magically, prayed over, blessed, not by necessarily me all the time, but you know, who I do get guardianship from, and given to us as charms to keep protected. Mirrors are very good protectors. I know some people get spooked out about having mirrors in the spiritual realm, because mirrors are known to be that mirror, you know, spiritually. But some people like to carry mirrors with them because mirrors are going to reflect back anything that is coming. So especially when you're doing any spell work and you want to, especially like a reversal, you want to show the mirror the opposite way so it can reflect, it can send it back to the person that was coming to. Some people wear salt and pepper with them. They take it with them. Some people take Florida water with them. Some people like to carry charms or place evil eye charms outside of their doors in their home. I personally also, since moving here, we need to get set up again, but I work with the Orishas, so I also like to have a legua at my door to protect me, so you can call upon your guardians. I also definitely pray a lot to Archangel Michael for guardian and protection, especially when I'm driving, to watch me on the road. So we do that as well if you want to work with any guards or things like that. Now, and the last thing that I have will be barriers. So you can create barriers of protection. Some people, like I said, washes, you can create barriers, like when we do like a wash, so periodically wash your home, spray it, take the wash and pour it outside of your home. Some people use railroad nails, and they, you know, use it to protect their home and their property. Put it in the four directions of the four corners of the direction, and you protect your property. Some people like to use salt on their corners and herbs, different on like the doorways and pathways. Salt is too messy. Like, I would like to sprinkle some, but I vacuum like every freaking day, sometimes several times a day, because I have kids, and I also like to see vacuum lines on the floor, right? So, and I'm also fascinated with how much dirt actually comes up off the ground, and I get disappointed when I vacuum a lot and I don't see the dirt, but that's just me. People use powders like Fiery Wall for protection. You can put it down. People use protection baths. You can do like I said, mirrors at your door, so that way, like in my own apartment, as soon as you walk in my door, there was a mirror there, so that anyway, now there's a good and a bad thing with this, but if any attacks are coming in to it, it's going to be sent right back because it's reflecting right back out. However, if any opportunities and blessings are coming into, then it's reflecting that back out too. So it's just you know, a mirror works both ways, but you can set your intentions for the mirror. Sorry, you guys, I gotta drink some water. You can set your own intentions. So hopefully, you guys, that was give you some good insight on how to get started with identifying if you have a curse, identifying some things that you can do to remove the curse. I'm going to get more in detail and give you like because I did this video off the top of my head, so I would need to really make sure that I have everything properly written down for you, so I can tell you the different herbs. Because let me see some herbs you can use. Bay leaves was good for protecting your home. Chamomile is good for protecting your home. Rue, okay, so rue is good for if you can get some dried rue and hang it over your door frame. That would be known for protecting your home and warding off evil. You can get some basil and black snake root that can be sprinkled around your home to kind of help prevent any spiritual attacks. Angelic root, bay leaf, who else is good? I like to, you know, even if you use like cinnamon, salt is always going to be your best form of protection. If you're using cinnamon to sweeten people to come into your home, you know, to sweeten like their attitudes and changes, so when they come in, like people, I love my house. Now I do this naturally without even realizing. I realize that this is a part of who I am, but people literally come into my home and they're just like, my home is the equivalent of being at a spa, because they're so relaxed. They feel like all of their stress is gone. They're relaxed. They say the weirdest things to me, and it's consistent, the weirdest things to me. People are always at my home, and I realize that it's not necessarily my home, it's really my energy, because people just want me around. But you know, I also, as of late, I started sweetening because I've had a lot of traffic in my home, and I had to kind of ward off some of that person's energy. So to drown it, you know, I do a lot of sweetening spells to kind of drown it, so that way that person's energy isn't overpowering my home and throwing that balance out of my home, until the person's no longer coming to my home. But you know, that helps with that too. So those are some things that you can use to kind of do a good wash and practice and hang some rituals to get started if you realize that you may be cursed, or you may need to protect yourself. And I say protect yourself always. Like, I protect myself home, I protect my kids, and I protect my cars, things that you drive on, things that you eat. You know, it's best to do protection as best as possible. So what you do for your home, do for your car. What you do for your body, do for your children. You know, what you do for you, do for your children, your husband. Even if they don't want to do it when they go to sleep, you know, do it so you can protect your family and home. All right, you guys, so that is the end of that video. Hopefully the information I gave you was a good start to help you identify it. The biggest part of it, remember, your intentions are with hoodoo. I like to remind people that you may not be able to have like all of the ingredients right now, but use what you can. Hoodoo is all about intention. Spell work in general is all about intention, because sometimes we may not have the actual access to the herb, and it'll be nice to have that herb, but sometimes you can use another herb. You'll be very surprised at how many other herbs have the same similarities and same properties to them, and you can just channel their energy as well. All right, that is all for this video. I gotta go feed my kids now, so deuces. If you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below with that little bell, yes, right, for those post bell notifications. I post every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And don't forget to check out my apothecary shop, spiritsandsouls.com. I will list it in the description down below, as well as follow my Instagram at spiritsandSouls. And if you want to get any readings with me, or talk to me, or have any questions, you can always email me at spiritsandsouls@gmail.com. and all of this information will always be listed in the comments box below. All right, bye.